Hey everybody, what's up? NihonTiger here. Welcome back to Crackpack. And today I'm grabbing some pumpkins. We're going to need them in a little bit anyways. The pumpkins are still kind of being grown down here. It's okay though. We are going to move these eventually. And if you've noticed, you probably have noticed that all the crops down here, except for a few that we still have to move, are gone. I have taken the liberty of moving just about everything up here to the big old farm. I mean, look at it. I never got that, I never got rid of that, did I? Well, we could do that right now too. How about we just, use our newfound pumpkins to get on over here. No, we don't have enough stuff. Ah, crap. Well, we'll take care of that in a moment. But yeah, let's go take a look at all that stuff. All that stuff. It's almost entirely full. I have a few more crops to grow. So I've also got the chisel here from the chisel mod. And that is because if you want to see the recipe, it's just iron ingot and a stick of any sort will do the trick. And that is because if I right click here, I can put a pumpkin in here. And since it's Halloweeny time, I thought maybe we would carve ourselves a little pumpkin. Oh, I'm gonna carve this pumpkin. And so the chisel does have durability on it. It's a cheap enough recipe that you can make another one. I wonder this. Let me see here something. Let me see here. Where are my sticks first and foremost? I just rearranged all of my stuff and I've moved a few things downstairs. Grab one of the coals. There, nope. Here we go, just one. Make a torch. Can't I make this a jack-o'-lantern? Ah, yes, I can. That's cool. So I can make a happy jack-o'-lantern. We'll stick it out front of our house, just in time for the festive season. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. It's got an error on it. Something tells me that's not what it's supposed to be, but yeah, we've got ourselves our own little crops back there. The pumpkins, we're going to hold on to those for a moment. We're going to use those in today's cooking section. The pumpkins will be used for cooking recipes. Instead, I want to come down here and we have our stuff here for our wand, but we don't have enough V, I think. So let's grab our book and that out of here. Yeah, we're still short on the Ignis side of things, as we will be probably for a while. Ignis is hard to find in nodes. Instead, what I want to do today is let's see if we can find it here. Ooh, that is interesting. I have not seen that one before. It must be a modded edition. We could do some research. We'll do Research Master, and I'll kind of show you what this forbidden knowledge business is about. Deconstruction table. We'll do Master Node Tapping and Node Preserver as well, and then we'll go over what those are. Essentially, distillation. We don't have to really do that too much yet. Basic alchemy. We can do some of that. There's some cool things with that eventually. But let's see here. What do we want to do? It's a good question. Yeah, we could do some alchemy. Let's do some alchemy stuff today. I've settled that. We'll get the new wand worked out, and we'll get some alchemy on the way. And that sounds like a pretty good episode. So sit tight, guys. We'll be right back. I see some red on that node down there. I think that might be what we're looking for. You just might be able to tap it a little bit since it's fading. So it won't be much use to us in the long run, but if we could tap it now to get the better wands, then that certainly will be worth it. Gosh, this is a long way down. Ah, yes, 35. It's fading, right? Yeah, so that won't regenerate. But that's okay. We'll come back down here later for that. We might have a use for it after all. Okay, so we got our gold banded great wood wand now. That is fine and dandy. So the next step that we're gonna do, the next thing we're gonna do really is, like I said, we're gonna get our alchemy stuff set up. So we gotta make a cauldron, and that is just the same as before. So you take your 7 ingots out, you go, and it's a crucible. I'm sorry, a cauldron is this item. So make a cauldron, you plop it down. And you bippity boppity boop it with your wand. And now it's crucible. Yeah! So we will mine that up. Nice and tidy. Grab my my water buckets. Where's my flint and steel at? I know I have one. Flint and steel. Yes. And we also need to come down here. Grab a piece of netherrack. We got 2. We only need 1. Back you go. So grab our netherrack, our flint and steel, our crucible, and a bucket of water. And we will go outside and set this bad boy up. But first, before I do any of that, what I'm going to do is do some research for all the things that I mentioned before and anything else that might tickle my fancy here. Oh, that's right. I should remember the first rule. Scan it. I should have scanned the cauldron as well. Oh, and the wand. Scan the wand. Here we go. Did I scan the watering can? Does that have anything? Yes. Iron shovel. Okay. All right, that's probably enough for the moment. Oh, some rotten flesh there. We scanned it already. So I'm gonna get all the research I need to get done. Jack-o'-lantern. Nope, nothing can be learned from that one. Get all the research done for that, and then once we are all set, I'll be back and we will get some crucible action going, and I will talk a little bit about what we've researched in our Thaumonomicon. I also may be doing this because I have something I want to watch on TV and I need something to do in the background. So, deal with it. All right, so while we are here, I want to take a break from doing all the magical stuff to do a little bit of cooking. And since it is October, we did do a little jack-o'-lantern out here before. So we are going to make pumpkin spice everything, or pumpkin everything, not pumpkin spice everything, but these are all the pumpkin things that we can make. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna make them all at once. Well, obviously there's pumpkin pie, and that's just default. You know, pumpkin pie is sugar, egg, pumpkin. You know what? We'll make one of those too, because it's a good thing to do. So 1, 2. We have plenty of pumpkins. We don't have to worry about it. Hey, pumpkin pie. Okay, so we've got pumpkin bread, pumpkin seeds, pumpkin soup, pumpkin yogurt, pumpkin scones, pumpkin cheesecake, and pumpkin muffin. So let's start off with the seeds. They're the easiest to do. You put some seeds in a furnace, and they smelt up into roasted pumpkin seeds. So that's how we get the seeds. And bippity boppity boop. In you go. Okay, so while those are working, let's go ahead and do the pumpkin yogurt, which is pumpkin and plain yogurt. And plain yogurt is milk with leather. And then once you have a yogurt, that makes 4 of them, you can go ahead and do soy milk and plain yogurt to get more yogurt. So we will want to keep one of the yogurts on standby. So there we go. Got 4 regular yogurts. And take 3 of those. You only need 1. Make a pumpkin and yogurt. Pumpkin yogurts. Alright, I'll put these in here. That's nice and easy to do. So we got the seeds roasting up. Pumpkin soup is the pot plus silken tofu, heavy cream, stock, and a pumpkin. So for that, take our stock, our pumpkin, put the sugar back, grab the pot out of here, and we have some tofu. I think oh yeah, there's my silken tofu. I prepped that already, so go ahead and just combine them like so. Pumpkin soup. Very tasty, very good. Alright, so we got pumpkin bread, which is bakeware plus pumpkin, sugar or honey, and some dough. And of course, dough is water, salt, and flour. So we'll grab the water, the salt, And I made a whole bunch of flour because we're going to need a whole lot of it for this. And that goes into the bowl, correct? For the dough. Mixing bowl, okay. So, mixing bowl, come on out. I almost right-clicked on that because I'm a doofus and I forget these things. So we start off with those. The mixing bowl is done. Can go back. Grab the bakeware, put the pot back for now. And for that we need the dough, sugar, and the pumpkin. So we have the pumpkin. Oh, actually we need the sugar back. We put all the sugar away. We should have waited a little bit longer. That's pumpkin and bakeware to get pumpkin bread. Very tasty. I've had pumpkin bread before. They actually have it at Starbucks and they frost it and oh my god, it's so good. So good. And they did not pay me to say that, by the way. It's just really good. So we got pumpkin yogurt, pumpkin soup, pumpkin bread. These pumpkin oat scones require a pumpkin plus flour, oats, and some butter. I don't have any oats on me. Let's go in the bakeware. Butter is just the saucepan plus silken tofu and salt, which we have. Grab a little pinch of salt here. And the saucepan. We'll make the butter real quick here. A little bit of butter. A little bit of butter goes a long way. Alright. So our butter is here. And we just need the flour, which is, need one of those. And the oats, I'm going to have to go outside, grab an oats from our giant field over here, because that's rye, oats crop. There we go, thank you. Because I had just planted all of the oats that we had to make more oats. Because that's kind of the phase I'm in right now with that. There's some of those out there they need more crop to be grown before I'm satisfied. We need to go over here to the crafting station actually, because the grid is a little too big. Sugar, the oats, and then we need the pumpkin. There we go. Pumpkin oat scones. That sound really good actually. So we got the muffin and the cheesecake left. Now the muffin's easy to do. It's just flour, egg, pumpkin. It's basically the same thing as the scones, except we do it without the butter. So if you are lactose intolerant, this may be a good choice for you. The pumpkin muffin. Crafting station. And last but not least, the pumpkin cheesecake, which is a pumpkin plus a regular cheesecake. So for that, we're going to need an egg, some silken tofu, some sugar, and some flour, and a bakeware. So let's go ahead and grab all the things. Let's see, an egg. We've got the silken tofu already. So first off, we will make the cheesecake itself, which I believe requires all of these things. There's a cheesecake. And now that's done, all we do is smash a pumpkin on top of it. Beautiful. And I think for this one, we can actually, we can put it on top of things. So I put it on top of our churn. And whenever we're hungry, we can just come on in here and get a nice little slice of pumpkin cheesecake. Good and tasty. And let's go grab the seeds because those should be done. Yes. Right in here with all of our lovely, lovely little iron things. But yes, we've done it. We've made all the pumpkin things that we need to make for the holiday season. I will be gorging myself on all of that stuff over the next couple of episodes. I'm so looking forward to it. It's going to be so tasty. Okie doke. So what we're going to do now that we've got all of our pumpkinness out of the way is we're going to set up the crucible and do a little bit of crucibling. I guess, is that the term for it? Is crucibling the term? Anyways, what we're going to do is, first off, we're going to do this outside because there is a little something called flux that will appear out of here, or taint. Is it taint or flux? No, it's taint. It's taint because taint is the visible stuff and flux is the thing that you get sick with. Oh, speaking of that, speaking of like taint and flux and warp, remember how I told you that this research mastery had forbidden knowledge on it? It was mostly harmless. Let's go ahead and click on that. And you see there's a message. I don't know if you can see it really well. It says you have gained a permanent warp. And what that is, that's permanent warp. It's different from temporary warp. That will cause all kinds of effects to happen to me eventually. Probably not right now. But you might see like everything might like get like really tight, and then you hear this heartbeat sound, like this boom, 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 like that. That's the flux doing its. That's the warp doing its thing. I always get warp and flux confused as far as what they call them. Like I usually call them the opposite thing, but yeah, that's just me getting things backwards and thinking too fast. So what we're gonna do is put down this nether rack, and then we're not gonna light it yet, but this is gonna be essentially our infinite heat source. So we have to have some kind of heat source directly underneath the crucible to make it work. There's two things that you can do, and we don't have the other one yet, I think. No, we don't have it yet. It's called niter. If you saw in our research books, there's this niter right here. So it seems to produce more light than heat. Number of uses for an ever-burning flame seem endless. So this is kind of like the cheap way of doing it. When you start out, you just do that. You break your block before it catches on fire, and you can actually have this set up like this if you're going to be outside or away from wooden structures. The nice thing about niter, using that as a heat source for the crucible, I forgot I already made one of those. The nice thing about using that as a heat source for the crucible is that it will not set your house on fire. So I think we'll eventually move to that and move everything back inside. So yeah, there we go. Let's put that one back. So here we go. Seems like we're double pulling out of that chest. Just a temporary thing, but you can see that the crucible is already going. It's got this little sparkly effect on it, and that's how you know that everything is working a-okay. So speaking of niter and elementum, which are the first two that we're going to make, and magical metallurgy, that is thaumium. So let me take a look at the recipes here, and it's nighttime, so let me go sleep real quick. Sleepy pants. Okay, so as I was saying, like if you take a look at the recipes here, it tells you what you need to have inside the crucible as far as aspects. So we need 4 precantatio, and then we throw an iron ingot into the crucible, and the thaumium ingot will pop out of it. So that's one example of this. Niter requires us to use potentia, lux, and ignis, and then the glowstone dust, which I don't think we have. Do we have glowstone dust? I don't think we picked up any from the nether. No, we did not, which is a bit of a sad disappointment. That was the one thing that we were looking for. Elementum requires coal, and ignis, peridotio, and potentia. So what is nice about having the aspects is that, or at least knowing what the aspects of items are, is we can go ahead and... Did we never scan coal? Really? Never scanned coal, did we? Wow. I feel stupid. But if you take a look here, we've got, it says that coal gives off 2 peridotio and 2 ignis, or 2 potentia and 2 ignis. So for the recipe, actually, and this is like a helpful thing to remind yourself, niter, you can use lux light. You can use torches for that, and then anything with peridotio in it is probably a good call for the elementum, which, by the way, is a substance that you can use to make things blow up, and is also a fuel. So potentia, so 3 potentia and 3 ignis. So this is 2 and 2. So if we throw 2 in here, I will throw 2 in here. I'm gonna do this for a reason, because I want you guys to see something. For those of you that are unfamiliar with how this works, I'm going to go ahead and that was gunpowder, right? Oh no, coal. So I need 3. Damn it. I was overthinking myself here. I thought that used to be gunpowder. Maybe the recipe changed. So we got 3 in here. We're going to throw 2 into the crucible, and then 1 will be our alimentum. In the meanwhile, the thaumium that we're going to make, we're going to do that. And let's go ahead. If you are ever kind of puzzled on what has aspects in it, I think if I remember right, if you go to the proper thing here in your aspects guide and you hover over it, so there you go. That will tell you what you can throw into the crucible based on what you've already scanned and what the game knows that you've scanned already. So we haven't scanned actually a lot of these things, have we? I think we have some. Oh, it's in the thaumium, the Thaumcraft chest. That's right. I should move the thaumium down here. We didn't scan these, and this is actually something that might be important to scan because we're going to use them here in a moment. Alright, so 2, 1, and 1. So 4 should do the trick. It's going to be a little messy, but we'll make this work. So let's grab those, grab 2 of those. We're going to throw these 2 things into the crucible, and let's go ahead and do that. So start off with the coal. You can see, thanks to the goggles here. If I take the goggles off, you can't actually see what's in there. If I leave them on, you can see what is in there. So we will throw those in there. If I throw first off, I throw the iron ingot in there. Get that thaumium back, and if I throw the coal in there, I get some alimentum back. Awesome. But you can see I've got some excess stuff that is just left bubbling here. This is all going to eventually start to boil off, and if we leave it here for long enough, what we'll see is you'll see some purple stuff come out. So let's just go. I'm gonna let this up. Yeah, right there. So that's the taint, and the taint is gonna start collecting and spilling up as these break down. So what happens is the aspects that are in here will start to break down into their primal aspects. So you can see the vitreous is breaking down into Ordo and Terra, and there's some Peridotio, Ordo, and Terra now left in here. So just primary aspects now. These will start to bubble off. This is going to be here for a while, and that can this taint can do some funky things. So if you saw like way over here, if you come on over here, you can see some tainted lands. We're not going to really explore them. They're kind of dangerous right now. Even this far out. There's a giant horse over there too. This purple area here, this is the tainted lands. And you can see it might be spreading a little bit. So we'll have to be cognizant of that. And if we have to act on it, if it starts to spread close to home, oh yeah, it's already spreading. Oh wait, no. That part was already tainted before. Oh, it's a taint swarm coming after me now. Crap. These things are such a hassle to deal with. They hurt so much. Go away, taint swarm. Okay, they're bad news bears. So it looks like that's a tainted area, and I'm really hoping it doesn't spread too far, because otherwise we're gonna have to do some serious work to fix that. That may actually not be a good thing. So we'll have to clean that up at a later date, or at least try and rope it in so it doesn't spread anymore. But right over here, you should be able to go back, and I wonder if it's bubbling over at all, because sometimes the taints sometimes will bubble over, and it'll start to spill out. Yep, there it is. It's spilling out. Everything is currently done, and The best way I found to deal with cleaning it up is if it's on the ground like this, and this is why we're doing it. Oh, I got flux flu. Great. So there's not a whole lot we can do at this point. The best thing you can do if you really want to break this up is just to, yeah, flux flu is not fun. Just put a block over it and very quickly be quick about it, quick about it. Don't let it drop in. Ah, it dropped in. Crap. So hopefully this one arbor won't take too long to break down into its base components, and it won't retaint it again. Okay, it's already broken down to herba. That's good. So I'm hopeful that this won't already broken down into terra. And are we clear? Please don't taint. Okay, we're clear. We're clear. No taint is formed on top of that. So that's the super basic part of Thaumcraft and how to do some basic alchemy. Let's get some of that pumpkin cheesecake. Boy, I'm a piggy. I ate the whole thing. I guess I'll have the pumpkin pie as well. Don't you dare tell me that thing is made of butternut squash. I don't care. It's so good. So the Alimentum. One more thing before we end this episode. I just want to show you what the Alimentum does. It's fun to do stuff with this. It's explosive. So let's go ahead. Let's toss it down there, and it blows up. It's actually really nice that it has that. Does it seem not? Did it blow up any of the rocks? Nope. I thought it was gonna blow up the rocks, but I guess not. Oh, it blew up my torch. I put a torch down here and it blew it up. Okay. So basically, it acts like TNT, but without the explosiveness of damaging all the blocks around it. So that's could be useful. And it's also used in some recipes for some fuels and whatnot. So we'll be making more of that in the future. I guess I should try and go back to another at some point, get some Nitor. That would be really helpful. And I should start thinking about the tainted lands over there and what we can do about those to untaint them. There's a way you can do it. It's not easy, but we can certainly do it. But for now, I'm going to put my grab my thaumium out of here and take that downstairs. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you had a little bit of fun. I know I did. I'll see you soon with another little Crackpack adventure. Till then, take care. Oh gosh, I need this pumpkin stuff. All the pumpkin things. All of them. Now. Oh, so much pumpkin goodness. So much pumpkin goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, let's go to our little hidey spot and eat all the things.